guys, welcome. My name is Tennessee. Today I am bringing you a beginner's flow. So basic postures, meaning we'll run through a sun A, we'll do sun B, and then we'll go through a warrior sequence, a crescent sequence, you're balancing, and then I'll bring you down. So with that said, I always start my classes with a So for this class today, you might need your blocks. I suggest if you do have them, go ahead and grab them. You can always use books around the house if you have books, or if you don't have your blocks. You can always use sturdy pillows. Anything like that to help bring the ground up to support you will work as well. With that said, I always start my classes with a chakra clearing. If you don't know what chakras are, there's 7 energy sources throughout your body. They start at the base of your spine and they work their way up through the crown of your head. So I just want you to check in, notice what feels good, notice if any discomfort. So get out of your head, get into your body, whether that be through the posture or your breath. We are going to start in a Sukasana today, so easy seated pose. So cross at your ankles, lengthen through your spine, just sit up tall. Now, go ahead and close your eyes, settle into the body. You can place your hands on top of your knees, your palms face down for grounding, or you can place your palms face up to receive. Good. Now go ahead and inhale, completely fill up your lungs. Audible exhale, let that go. Let's do that again. Inhale, completely fill up. Audible exhale, release. See if you can surrender a little bit further into your body, releasing any more tension, dropping the shoulders away from your ears, relaxing the tension through your head, your neck, your jaw, your hips, your low back, your knees, your ankles, and your feet. Now this time inhale through your nose. Find a constriction in the back of your throat and then exhale through your nose. This is your Ujjayi pranayama. Inhaling through your nose and then exhaling through your nose. Just see if you can make your inhale the same length as it is your exhale with the same intensity. I want you to carry this breath throughout your practice today, through each posture, through each movement as we go through. Now just start to clear your mind. Bring your focus, your energy, your awareness to the base of your spine, to your root chakra, your first chakra. This is your I am space. Your foundation, your safety, your security. This is where everything starts. Now just check in, notice what feels good, notice if any discomfort. On your inhale, bring your focus, your energy, your awareness into your second chakra, the space below your belly button, your sacral. This is your I feel space, where you house your emotions, your desires, your sexuality, also known as your mother womb. Now slowly start to work the energy up into your third chakra, the space above your belly button, your solar plexus, your I do space. This is what drives you, where your passions, your creativity, your power all lie. Now slowly work the energy up into your fourth chakra, your heart. Your I love space, your space of relationships, self-acceptance, and unconditional love. Now gently guide the energy up into your fifth chakra, your throat. Your I speak space, your space of communication, your truth. Now slowly move the energy up into your sixth chakra, the space just between your eyebrows, your I see space, your space of intuition, your third eye. And then finally take your focus, your energy, your awareness all the way above your head to your seventh chakra, your crown chakra. Your I understand space, your path to enlightenment. Now I want you to draw the energy all the way down to the base of your spine and then inhale it through the 7 chakras through the crown of your head. Notice if anything gets stuck, of any discomforts, or if it feels good. Work to bring your focus, your energy, your awareness to those areas throughout your class today. One big clearing breath in. Audible exhale, release. Nice work, guys. Go ahead and flutter your eyes open. Just work your way into a tabletop. So come all the way onto your hands and knees. Stack your shoulders to your wrists. Your hips are in line with your knees. Your belly button pulls into spine. Option to ground through the tops of your feet. Option to tuck your toes under. Inhale, cow pose. Take your gaze up as you draw your bellies down. Exhale. exhale for cat, tuck in, dome up, really round up, think your shoulder blades, pull your hip bones up to your rib cage, pull your chin into your chest. Now you can rock forward and back. You can add side movements here, opening up through the rib cage. You can have barrel rolls where you draw your bellies down and then lift back up on each side, breathing through. Let's do a few more rounds. Inhale, cow pose, gaze up, bellies down. Can you broaden through your collarbones a little further, opening up through your throat? And then exhale for cat, tuck in, dome up. Let that feel real good into the body, into the back. We're just warming up the spine. Inhale for cow. And then exhale for cat. Slowly work your way back to a neutral spine. Inhale, take your right arm up to your right side. Take your gaze up. Exhale, thread your needle. Send your right arm underneath your left. Pull your right cheek down to your mat. Now, just stay here. Keep your hips lifted. Breathe. Feel the stretch of the shoulder. We have one more breath. Inhale, slowly sweep your right arm up, gaze up, hold here. Find wrist circles forward and back. Exhale, tabletop. Now let's switch that out. Take your left arm up out to the side, gaze up. Exhale, thread your needle, send your left arm underneath your right, draw your left cheek down. Keep your hips lifted, just breathe. One more breath. Inhale, slowly press up, extend your left arm up, gaze up, hold here, find wrist circles forward and back. And then slowly work your way back to a tabletop. Now, tuck your toes under, lift your tailbone up, find your downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. So this is your first down dog of your class. Your feet are about hip width distance. You want to take your gaze in between your feet. Bend your knees as much as you need to. Work your torso toward the top of your thighs and ground through your first finger and your thumb. Just breathe. The goal in a downward dog is to extend the spine. So if you want to draw your heels down, straighten out your legs, you're more than welcome, but that's not necessary. Now inhale, come up onto your tippy toes. Roll into your high plank. If a high plank is too much, you can draw your knees down to your mat. Keep your pelvis tucked under. Stack your shoulders to your wrist. Good. Now exhale back to your downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Now notice I didn't make any adjustments between my hands and my feet. You want to keep those the same in both postures. So one more time, let's do that again. Come back up onto your tippy toes. Roll back into your high plank and hold it here. Again, if you need to draw your knees down, bring your knees down. Good, now exhale, slowly lower all the way down to your bellies. Come all the way down, hug your elbows into your side bodies, untuck your toes, ground through the tops of your feet, through your hip bones, and inhale, Bhujangasana Cobra. So you're just lifting your torso up, gaze to the edge of your mat, extend through the crown of your head, hug your elbows into your side bodies. Breathe. Exhale, slowly lower, just tap your third eye down to your mat. Let's do that again. Inhale, Bhujangasana Cobra. Lift up, hug back. Exhale, slowly lower. Now tuck your toes back under. Come up onto your knees. Lift your tailbone high. Find your downward facing dog, your Adho Mukha Svanasana. You can pedal out your feet. You can breathe. Bend your knees as much as you need to. Add any movements that make you feel good in your body. Now once you find stillness again, take your gaze to the top of your mat. Walk your feet to meet your hands. Find Uttanasana, forward fold. So your feet are about hip width distance still. Now reach for opposite elbows. Relax your head, your neck, and your jaw. Let your head hang heavy and find ragdoll pose. Maybe sway your bodies left to right. Find a figure 8. You can scoop the energy up into your midline. Once again, you can bend your knees as much as you need to here. Work to make the connection with your torso to your thighs. Just breathe. You have one more breath. Exhale, work your way back to your midline. Draw your hands down towards your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Flat back, belly button pulls into spine. Shoulders melt away from your ears. You're extending with a flat back. One more breath. Exhale, forward fold. Good, let's do that again. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana. Sweep your arms all the way up. Now bring your toes to touch, activate your glutes, your inner thighs. Take your gaze up between your hands. Exhale, draw your hands down to your heart center. Inhale, take your gaze back to your hands. Exhale, Tadasana, hands by your side, palms are facing forward. Good, now we're gonna run through our Sun A. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana, arms sweep all the way up. Take your gaze up in between your hands. Exhale, forward fold. Draw your hands down towards your mat. Hinge with a flat back. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, plant your hands. Now step back to your high plank. And then again, once again, lower all the way down to your belly. So if you need to draw your knees down, hug your elbows into your side bodies. Untuck your toes, ground through the tops of your feet, through your hip bones. Inhale, Bhujangasana, Cobra. Lift up, hug back. Exhale, slowly lower. Now tuck your toes back under, come up onto your knees. Lift your tailbone high, find the downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Now just breathe. Now that was your first Sun A. So we're gonna take it a little bit faster, not much, and we're gonna flow through that. Take your gaze back to the top of your mat, and walk your feet to meet your hands, find your forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana, arms sweep all the way up, take your gaze up. Exhale, bring your hands down to your heart center. Inhale, exhale, Tadasana. Now flowing through, inhale, Urdhva Hastasana, arms sweep up, take your gaze up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, plant your hands, step back to your high plank, lower all the way down to your bellies. Inhale, Bhujangasana, Cobra. Lift up, hug back. Exhale, lower. Tuck your toes under. Come back up onto your knees. Lift your tailbone high. Downward facing dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Breathe. Just pedal at your feet. Now, when you're in your downward facing dog, wrap your triceps towards your ears. Pull your shoulder blades back and down. Belly button always pulls into spine. And then find an external rotation in your upper inner thigh. Breathe. Now go ahead and take your gaze back to the top of your mat. Walk your feet to meet your hands. Find your forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, chair pose, Uttanasana. So toes to touch, knees to touch. Squeeze your inner thighs. Your tailbone draws back and down. Bellies are in, chest is lifted, arms are strong. Good, now wrap your biceps towards your ears. Turn your pinkies towards one another. Extend through the crown of your head. Now, option to sink your tailbone further back. Just look down and make sure that your toes or your knees are behind your big toes. So if you're pulling forward, send everything back and down. Good. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, plant your hands, step back to your high plank. Option to drop to your knees, lower all the way down to your bellies. Inhale, Bhujangasana, Cobra. Exhale, lower. Tuck your toes under, lift your knees, or come up onto your knees, lift your tailbone high, downward facing dog. Inhale, right heel rises. Now send your right leg straight up to the ceiling. You want to keep your hips pointing down towards your mat. Flex your toes back towards your shin. You're grounding through your first finger and your thumb. Inhale, exhale, warrior one. Step to the inside of your right hand. Your back foot steps into a 45. So you're grounding through the blade of your back foot. Your front knee stacks to your front ankle. Inhale, arms sweep high. Now keep your hips square to the top of your mat. So the tendency or the confusion is to open up the hip, or if your back heel is lifted, pull your heel down, ground through the blade of your back foot, and then square your hips to the top of your mat. You want your hips in one line. Your arms are strong. Can you sink into your front thigh? Good, breathe. One more breath. Exhale, plant your hands down. Step back to your high plank, lower down to your belly. Inhale, Bhujangasana, Cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Inhale, left heel rises. Again, extend your left heel high, straighten out your left leg. Keep your hip bones pointing down to your mat. Inhale, exhale, step through warrior one. Step to the inside of your left hand. Your back foot steps into a 45. Ground through the blade of your back foot. Front knee stacks, hip shoulders are square, arms are strong. So again, make sure your hips are in one line, facing to the top of your mat, and your back heel is grounded. Take your gaze up. Exhale, plant it down, send it back, lower all the way down to your belly. Inhale, Bhujangasana Cobra. Exhale, lower. Inhale, downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Let that go. Now we're gonna flow through that a little bit faster. Take your gaze back to the top of your mat. Walk your feet to meet your hands. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, chair pose. Sukasana, toes to touch, knees to touch. Tailbone draws back and down, belly's in, chest is lifted, arms are strong. Take your gaze up, exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step back to your right plank. Lower all the way down to your bellies. Inhale, Bhujangasana Cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Inhale, right heel rises. Hips are square towards your mat. Exhale, warrior one. Step to the inside of your right hand. Your back foot steps into a 45, front knee stacks, hip shoulders are square, arms are strong. Exhale, plant your hands, sit it back, high plank, lower all the way down to your bellies. Inhale, Bhujangasana Cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Inhale, left heel rises. Exhale, warrior one. Step to the inside of your left hand. Back foot steps in, front knee stacks, hip shoulders are square, arms are strong. Exhale, plant your hands, step it back, high plank, lower all the way down. Inhale, Bhujangasana Cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Ooh, let that go. Nice flow, guys, breathe. Now this time, just come all the way down to a child's pose. Bring your knees out wide, toes to touch, and just draw your hips back onto your heels. Bring your third eye down. Reach, extend to the top of your mat. Just breathe. Check back in with your body. Give me one more breath. Now take your gaze to the top of your mat. Just walk your hands over to the right side of your mat. Place your left hand on top of your right and just pull your left shoulder down toward your midline. Feel that stretch through your shoulder blade. Breathe. Inhale, slowly walk your hands through your midline. Exhale, take it to your left side. Plant your right hand on top of your left. Pull your right shoulder down. Inhale, slowly come all the way through your midline. Now plant your hands, take your gaze to the top of your mat. Lift all the way back up, tuck your toes under, tailbone lifts, find your downward facing dog, your Adho Mukha Svanasana. Breathe. Now just pedal out your feet. Good, inhale, right heel rises. Exhale, warrior two. Now step to the inside of your right hand. Now pivot onto your back foot, ground through the blade of your back foot, and just cartwheel your hands open. Now your hips and shoulders are open towards the long side of your mat. So work for the heel to heel or heel to arch alignment. Front knee stacks to your front ankle. Work for the external rotation in your upper thigh. So if your knee wants to pull in, work that open. Sink your tailbone straight down. Open up through your hips, open up through your shoulders. Arms are strong, gaze down your front middle finger. Now, if you need to take your stance wider, so if you're shortening into your stance here, that's totally fine too. I just want your front knee stacked to your front ankle, and I want you grounding through the blade of your back foot, and everything is open. So when I say open and closed, An open hip is towards the long side of your mat. A closed hip is towards the top of your mat. So we're open in our warrior two. Now inhale, exhale, extended side angle. So reach forward with your torso and then draw your right hand to the inside of your calf. So your elbow can meet to your knee. Now, here is where you would place a block to the ground to bring the ground up. You can place your hand on top of a block or books or a sturdy pillow. But if you have nothing, that's totally fine. You can place your forearm on top of your right thigh and just extend your left arm straight up. Now, option to keep extending and lifting up, or just reach your left arm all the way above your ear in line with your bicep. Now notice, I'm not dumping down on top of my thigh here. So I'm lifting everything up and in with my external oblique, working my shoulders back to stack. You're making a long line from your pinky all the way down to your pinky toe. You have one more breath. Good, inhale, reverse warrior two. Just cartwheel your right arm up and back, left arm down. Feel that stretch through your right side. And then exhale, cartwheel your hands down to your mat. Send it back to your high plank or drop down to your knees and lower to your belly. Inhale, Bhujangasana Cobra. Exhale, lower. Tuck your toes under, lift your tailbone high, downward facing dog. Inhale, left heel rises. Exhale, warrior two. Step to the inside of your left hand. Go ahead and pivot to the blade of your right foot. Cartwheel your hands open, sink into your front thigh. Good, sink down. Now again, work for the heel to heel or heel to arch alignment. Front knee stacks to your front ankle. Hips and shoulders are open towards the side of your mat. Gaze down your front middle finger. Inhale, reach, extend forward. Exhale, extended side angle. Just cartwheel your left hand to the inside of your calf. Work your shoulders back to stack. Once again, if you have a block, you can place your block here. Otherwise, just place your forearm on top of your thigh. Reach, extend up or over your ear, creating the long line down the body, down the side body. Lift up with the external oblique. Breathe. Good. Inhale. Then exhale, reverse your warrior two. Cartwheel your right hand to the outside of your thigh. Reach your left arm up and back. Breathe. Exhale, cartwheel your hands down. Step it back to your high plank. Lower all the way down to your bellies. Inhale, Bhujangasana Cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog, Adho Pushpanasana. Just pedal out your feet. Let that go. Nice work. Now inhale, right heel rises. Exhale, high crescent lunge. So this time step to the inside of your right hand. Now your back heel is lifted. Front knee stacks to your front ankle. Arms are strong. So now I have a closed hip to the top of my mat. So again, my hips are in one line. My back heel is lifted. I'm active through this back leg. Front knee stacks to your front ankle. Shoulders stacked to your hips. Extend the arms. Breathe. Wrap your triceps towards your ears, pinkies towards one another. Your chest is lifted, melt your shoulders back and down. One more breath. Inhale, look up, palms to touch. Exhale, warrior three, Virabhadrasana three. Option to keep your arms extending. Option to pull your hands to your heart center. Now, option to reach your arms back behind, palms face down. Turn your left hip bone down toward your mat. Draw your pinky toe down. Flex your toes back towards your shin. Breathe here. Find the balance, find the control. Exhale, step it back, high crescent lunge. Back knee is strong, front knee stacks, hip shoulders are square. Take your gaze up, exhale, plant it down, send it back, and lower all the way down to your bellies. Inhale, Bhujangasana Cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog, Adho Pushpanasana. Inhale, left heel rises. Exhale, high crescent lunge. Step to the inside of your left hand. Back heel is lifted, front knee stacks, hip shoulders are square, arms are strong. Active through the back leg. So keep pulling your back leg or back knee up. Now if your heel's pulling down, lift back up to the ball of your foot and then square your hips. And make sure they're in one line, shoulders stacked back to your hips, arms are strong. Good, now look up, palms to touch. Exhale, shift your weight forward. Warrior three, Virabhadrasana three. Fight for control, fight for balance. Try to keep your right hip bone pointing down. Fight for it here, one more breath. Exhale, step it back, high crescent lunge. Woo, good job, guys. Now plant your hands down, send it back to your high plank. Drop your knees down if you need to, lower all the way down to your belly. Inhale, Bhujangasana Cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog, Pada Mukha Svanasana. Let that go, pedal out your feet. Now this side, take your gaze to the top of your mat. Walk your feet to meet your hands. Find your forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana, arms sweep all the way up. Exhale, draw your hands down to your heart center. Inhale. Exhale, Tadasana. I'm gonna face you guys. Now we have tree pose, Vrikshasana. So, ground through your right leg. Make sure you have a strong leg. You're grounding through all 4 corners of your right foot. Now we have options here. If you've got this, you can take the blade of your left foot up as high as you can into your right hip crease. Allow your knee to fall out to the side. Make sure the sole of your left foot is pointing up towards the ceiling. Tuck your pelvis under, chest is lifted. Now if this is too much, just take the sole of your left foot up as high as you can into your right thigh, above your knee. So we're not here, we're lifting above. If that's too much, you cross at your ankle and just find a kickstand. You're still opening up through the hips and lifting through the chest. Inhale, arms reach all the way up. Now draw your shoulder blades back and down. Find the control, find the balance, breathe. Sometimes what it seems to be the easiest posture can actually be one of the hardest. It's getting out of your head and into your body. And if you fall out, just get back in. It's just yoga. Good, give me one more breath. Everybody parallel your left thigh and lower it down to meet your right. Draw your hands out toward your hips. Let that go, pedal out your feet. Let's take it to our left side. So you're gonna ground through your left foot, all 4 corners. Now this time, take the blade of your right foot up as high as you can into your left hip crease. Again, the sole of your foot points straight up. Allow your knee to fall out, tuck your pelvis under to make this hook. Otherwise, take the sole of your foot up as high as you can into your left thigh above your knee, or just cross your ankle, find that kickstand. Whatever variation you're in, you're still doing the same work in all of them. Inhale, arms reach all the way up. Plug your shoulder blades back and down, chest is lifted. Now this time, I'm gonna ask you, can you close your eyes and shift your perspective inward? This time, I'm going to ask you, can you close your eyes and shift your perspective inward? Can you trust yourself, get out of your head, get into your body? If you fall out, just get back in. Find the control, find the balance. One more breath. Woo. Go ahead and parallel your right thigh. Lower it down to meet your left, draw your hands out to the side. Let that go. Nice work, guys. Beautiful job today. Now, I'm going to face to the top of my mat. So inhale, bring your arms all the way overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Now just draw your hands down toward your mat. Come up onto your tippy toes, find your ball pose. So squeeze everything into your midline. Give yourself a big hug. Option to keep your hands down to your mat. Option to reach for opposite elbows. Tucking everything in. And then slowly work your way all the way onto your backs. Ooh, good work. Now this time, hug your knees into your chest. Find your Apanasana when you're leaving pose. You can rock side to side, left to right. Now slowly lower the soles of your feet down just outside your sitting bones. Your knees are up. Make sure that you can feel your heels just in line with your sitting bones, so just reach back with your fingers. Now, rounding through all 4 corners of your feet, place your hands outside your hips, palms face down. Inhale, find your bridge pose, Satyabandha Sarvangasana. So just pull your hips up to the ceiling, activate your glutes, activate your hamstrings. Slight tuck into your chin, into your chest, but we're not constricting our breathing here. You're still able to breathe. Give me one more breath. Exhale, slowly lower all the way down to your backs. Now just take your feet outside your mat, knock your knees side to side, like windshield wipers, left to right, let that go. Now find an easy supine twist to the right side of your mat. So what you're going to do is take your knees over to the right side. Allow the knees to stagger and just pull your left knee further down into your midline. Bring your arms out to a T and take your gaze to your left hand. Work to keep your shoulders grounded. If this doesn't feel good, or if it feels better to pull your arms back into a cactus, you can do that as well. Inhale, slowly come back through your midline, and then exhale, just windshield wiper left to right. And just allow your knees to fall over to your left this time, staggered knee, so your right knee will be into your midline. Take your gaze right. Inhale, slowly work your way back to your midline, and then exhale, Shavasana. Go ahead and straighten out your legs to the top of your mat. Bring your arms out to the side, palms face up. Close your eyes, and just come into your final Shavasana. Option to stay in your Shavasana for as long as you need. Otherwise, wiggle your toes, wiggle your fingers, bring life back into your bodies. Inhale, completely fill up your lungs. Audible exhale, let that go. Let's do that again. Inhale, completely fill up. Clench your fist shut, shrug your shoulders up, squeeze every muscle fiber in your body. Audible exhale, release, leave everything on your mat, take nothing home. When you're ready, come into a fetal position, either on your right or your left side. Your right is your masculine energy, your left is your feminine energy. So your sun or your moon or your Pingala or your Ida. And slowly work your way up to an easy seated pose. Back to where we started, crossing at the ankles, lengthening through your spine, sitting up tall. Now inhale, arms reach all the way above your head. Take all that good energy, bring it down into your heart center, your heart space, your fourth chakra. Inhale your confidence, your self-love, your self-acceptance. And then exhale all your fears and doubts. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. Namaste.